From Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is The Pulse.
Hello, I'm Jessica Diaz.
And I'm Alicia Brown. Thanks for joining us. It has been 209 days since Hurricane Maria made landfall in Puerto Rico. While the island is still rebuilding, the Sacred Heart University Theater Arts Program made it a mission to use their spring musical, In the Heights, as a platform to raise relief efforts. Our reporter, Sarah Razovic, spoke with the Assistant Director of Performing Arts to learn about this fundraising journey.
Nearly 7 months have passed since Hurricane Maria unleashed its fury on the island of Puerto Rico. In the early stages of devastation, the island was receiving tremendous aid, but it has dwindled as the months have passed. The Sacred Heart University Theater Arts Program felt an immediate tie to the island as their spring musical, In the Heights, was approaching. The musical itself has ties to Puerto Rico as it highlights the life of a Hispanic neighborhood in Washington Heights, New York. I sat down with Sacred Heart's Associate Director, Allie Roach, to learn more about the theater program's involvement in raising relief efforts for Puerto Rico.
In the theater community, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote In the Heights, and his family's from Puerto Rico, really led the charge, doing a benefit song and kind of directing people to Unidos to donate money for hurricane relief. So once we saw that, we kind of thought, well, we can do our part too.
Months prior to their first performance, the staff and student performers made the decision to kickstart fundraising campaigns.
There was discussion just amongst the staff, Jerry talking with Andreina, talking with everyone here. But then the kids came into us, the students came into us, and they're like, we have to do something. Lynn is tweeting out all this stuff, we should do something. And we're like, yeah, totally. So they kind of led the charge with that. We were able to raise money from a couple different ways. We had an Indiegogo campaign, a crowdsourced funding, with some really great perks, and parents got really into that. We had some theater swag and an In the Heights shirt. And then we also felt support just from the general community, people donating. And then just little things along the way. I mean, there was an ice cream fundraiser, and we chipped away at it really, because it was such a, Jerry Gehring, our director of performing arts, who, was helping us, figure this whole thing out. He set the bar really high. We were like $10,000, we're like, whew. But it really, I could feel the kids were really excited. They're sitting out at the tables, outside Outtakes. I mean, you name it, they were doing it. So it all came from different places, and we were really excited to say that we did raise the $10,000, and we can't wait to drop that check off.
Reporting from Fairfield, Connecticut, Sarah Rodzovic for the Pulse Plus.
Next, meet a veteran Sacred Heart University staff member who dedicates his time to the health and well-being of our student athletes. One of his former players, Davon Barnett, has a story.
So my name's Leonidas Katsetos. Everyone around here knows me as Leo. I was born in Stamford, Connecticut, but my hometown, I was raised and grew up on a small little island on the eastern shore of Virginia called Chincoteague Island. It's about 7 miles long, 3 miles wide. It's a it's a summer resort type of place. So that's where I grew up. Here at Sacred Heart, I've been an athletic trainer for 17 years now. Prior to that, I was an intern athletic trainer at Florida Atlantic University, and then prior to that, I was a graduate assistant athletic trainer at Old Dominion University.
Leo received his degree in athletic training from Old Dominion University while being a multiple sport athlete. A few years out of college, here in Sacred Heart Athletics is where he decided to put that knowledge to good use for others.
I mainly travel with men's basketball. And from that standpoint, I wouldn't be able to do what I do with my job if I was working with several different teams. So I'm on the road during the winter time with basketball while still helping run this department. I wouldn't be able to run this department as well as I do if I didn't have a great staff working with me. But men's basketball is the one team I do travel with. And I also specifically will work with the men's and women's golf teams as well. Everything else is an oversight. I really trust my staff, who's assigned to different sports and athletes to do their job. And they'll report back to me if anything's needed, advice is given, so on and so forth.
There are many different techniques and exercises that can be used for treatments on student athletes.
It can vary. That's the amazing thing about this profession. Every day is going to be different. You deal with different injuries and medical conditions. So we can do anything from electrical muscle stimulation, which can help with pain, can help reduce swelling. You can do ultrasound, which also helps with healing of injuries. We do a lot of manual therapies, which a lot of people see out there in the news now, whether it's the cupping, use tools at the instruments that they use to scrape the musculature to help out as well. But there's massage techniques. There are many different rehabilitation techniques. So there's a various amount of different techniques and treatments that we do, depending on the specific injuries that occur.
He is great at his job, but let's be honest, everyone needs help at some point, and working with his specific sports teams alone can be a bit overwhelming.
The one nice thing about Sacred Heart University is we have an accredited program for athletic training, meaning students are actually getting their degree for athletic training, and we serve as their site to get their hours in, their clinical hours. So they assign undergraduate students to work with certain preceptors that work with certain teams. I usually have about 2 students, so those students throughout the entire year work under me, and they have to obtain so many hours depending on what level they are. And we help them basically make that connection from what they learn in the classroom and bring it to apply it clinically. So we try to bridge that gap. So we really get them to really apply those skills and refine those skills as they're here, and then getting them ready to go into the real world.
Between his 32 teams and 800 to 900 athletes, I asked Leo about his perspective on such a demanding career.
As much frustrations can occur with working with so many different personalities and so many different characteristics and working with so many athletes here at this university, at the end of the day, it comes down to helping people. It's seeing somebody get injured, taking them from step 1 where you evaluate them, decide if you need to get further attention from physicians, diagnostics tests, whatever it may be. We take them from that point, figure out what's going on, decide if surgery is going to be the result, or just a basic putting together rehabilitation program. But getting them in from day 0 all the way to the day they're released to return to the court, to the field, wherever it may be, watching them get back and compete, and not only do well, but just compete and get out there and see them get back on their feet, is more than enough. That is a paycheck within itself. And I think many athletic trainers feel that way. We don't need a whole heck of a lot of things, but a simple thank you a lot of time goes a long way, and we get that a lot, and it's very appreciative, from those student athletes.
When asked if he could do it all over again, would athletic training be the career of choice? Here's what Leo had to say.
I grew up in the restaurant business. I grew up around a lot of people who, whether it be customers, employees, from a young child, my parents had me in the restaurant. If I didn't have homework, if I didn't have sports practices, I was in the restaurant working, and that developed a strong work ethic, which has sort of spilled into this. And if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be sitting in a restaurant working, and I don't know if I would have liked that life that much more. That's why I think this profession, is what I would still be doing if I had to do it all over again.
Since the 1960s, artists have been experimenting with neon lights as more than a form of advertising, but rather as a form of art. The Newberger Museum, located in Purchase College, is currently showcasing many of these groundbreaking pieces in 2 installments. Our reporters Jessica Diaz and Patrick Arellano got a chance to experience this illuminated museum.
Located in Harrison, New York, SUNY Purchase hosts the Newberger Museum. As the nation's 10th largest university museum, they annually hold 5 exhibits at a time. Among the countless installments they have had over the years, this spring's exhibit has brought people from near and far just to see the illumination of the proscenium and bending like neon art 1965 to now. We got the chance to speak with Student Public Relations Representative Lennon Marmel.
When thinking of new ideas for the new spring line, we thought of a few installments. Now, ultimately, the one that stuck are neon lights, bright lights, and Stephen Antonakos and his proscenium are one of the first of many that we are here to see. Although we have many different installments, this by far is one of the most popular ones. and one of the coolest ones that we featured. A lot of our different guests are actually, they're not just from here, they're actually from all over the country, all over the world, different ages, different sizes, every sort of culture, and they want to bring other people and their friends and their family. Every day we see a lot of interesting photo shoots come back and forth over here, and the two most popular ones are proscenium and light matrix. Now what's really interesting is when you start posting on social media, because now every image looks completely different due to, you know, either image blurs or people editing and whatnot. There's been plenty of clubs and organizations that also come through the theater area over here. They love to do dance recitals. We've had dance recitals from our dance club and from our actual RAs. Our Bending Light installment showcases our many original pieces dating all the way back to 1965. We have a total of 12 different artists that really focus on blurring the line between commercial and fine art. Pieces like Christy Varda's Ampersand dates back to 1965 and is one of our oldest pieces that we have, all the way up to the Human Argument for Light Matrix, which is only a couple years old. Neon is such a cool form to work with, and with that also comes a lot of donors. A lot of help comes from the state, a lot of help comes from the Arts Westchester group. We hope to keep the legacy that Steven Antonakos has left behind us by truly showing how beautiful it is to work with neon.
You can visit the museum from 12 to 5 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday, or visit their Facebook page to see upcoming events under the neon lights from their drama and dance clubs.
So I've actually never heard of this museum. It must be really cool.
It was totally awesome. You would fall in love with all the neon lights if you went. Connecticut is a beautiful state, but how much of it have you actually seen? The touring company, Celebrate Connecticut, has specialists that will help you plan a tour through any city or town in the state while celebrating life's joyous occasions. Our own Alicia Brown has a story.
Celebrate Connecticut is a custom excursion day trip company, and we plan day trips throughout Connecticut, and we do all kinds of tours of various different interesting places. Sometimes they're based on celebrations of birthdays or milestone or retirement or a family reunion, or some of them are pre-planned excursions that we design just based on different interests. Like today's excursion was an Easton excursion in the town of Easton, where we highlighted farms and some really neat historic sites, and we made stops at some of those, visited some of the markets, did a milk tasting at one of the local dairy farms, and then we end with a nice lunch in one of the barns. We also do all kinds of other trips like wine tours or antique tours, or just tours of other different towns in the state of Connecticut. And the whole idea is to highlight the sites in the state and also to celebrate occasions in people's lives. I started Celebrate Connecticut because I thought there was a need for group excursions here in Connecticut that were more personal and just that offered something tailored to whatever a group likes. And I thought that it would be really fun to just try to explore the state of Connecticut and to introduce people to places that they may not have ever visited, some places right in their own backyard.
This is our fourth tour that we did of Easton, and I've enjoyed every single moment of it. The people that come on are just fantastic. We have a great time. We visit farms, we visit historic sites, we visit not very historic sites, but places that used to be here in Easton. The things that made this town what it is today in the past, and hopefully what make it what it's going to be in the future.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a trip to the Knowledge House, grab a bite at an Arabian restaurant, and dive into the Big Brother Big Sister program. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome back to the Pulse Plus. Located in the Bronx, where 36% of 16 to 24-year-olds are disconnected from school and work, the Knowledge House offers technical skills to prepare young adults for the 1.4 million tech jobs that will be available by 2020. Karina Rodriguez has the story.
My name is Geraldine Rodriguez, and I'm the co-founder and CEO at the Knowledge House. So we co-founded the Knowledge House in 2014. Since the Knowledge House offers programs across the learning pathway, each program has its specific target population. What makes us different is that we offer several programs, and so our target population ranges from 14-year-olds to 30-year-olds. The Knowledge House is sustainable through foundation grants, corporate grants, but we also have 50% of our revenue earned, which means that we have a government contract that covers the services we provide, and we have school and youth development clients that hire us to bring our programs to them. The big vision is that we can position the Bronx to serve as an alternative workforce model. So if we can empower the young people here to work in tech, to bring more income to their communities, to start their own businesses and create jobs, we will see ourselves as successful, and then we would hope to take that model to other needy areas in the country.
My name is Chris Mercado. I'm the career and college specialist at the Knowledge House. So I remember about 18 months ago, one student in particular, her name is Jennifer Paulino. She was just working at an optical store. 18 months later, she gets hired as a developer for the Department of Education. So to have no programming experience and within the span of 18 months to now work in the field full-time is really amazing. 2 days ago, I brought a few of the current interns who were working on one of my side projects to eBay's offices for a pitch in front of venture capitalists. So it's like the first time they've gotten that live experience is really important to me, and I think I got that.
I'm Sabia Richards, and I'm a web development intern and alumni here at the Knowledge House. Even though I did have a strong foundation in JavaScript, it still was a brand new framework, brand new concepts, and it was definitely challenging at first. Web development is a popular industry. You have a lot of competition, so you want to make sure you're doing as much as you can to stand out.
My name is Joshua Moy, and I'm an intern at the Knowledge House. So I've only been in one program so far, the Advanced JavaScript and React class. And what I liked the most about that program was actually the career section of it. The technical side was great and all, but the career aspect of it really talked about the industry more and talked about how to negotiate salary and really network and use your LinkedIn and try to leverage your assets. And it was way better than any of the other career classes that I had been in high school, college, or with other internship programs. I would absolutely recommend this program to other people. I recommend it to people all the time. I was an engineering major and I recommend it to psychology majors, sociology majors, mathematics majors, anybody that has any type of analytical or research background or problem solving skills.
My name is Malcolm Holliday and I'm an alumni intern at the Knowledge House. I really like the advanced courses they offer here, especially the last one I took, the React course, because they offer both professional development as well as technical development. So they help with our resumes, interview skills. Yes, I would totally recommend it to others. I feel like it's a great way to build as a person as well as like skills you need for the future. And I think computer programming is the future. I'm really enjoying it.
You can find us online at www.theknowledgehouse.org, and on Facebook, it's just facebook.com/knowledgehouse.
Ziad Arabiat is a former salesman turned professional chef, immigrating from Jordan to the United States for a new start. Ziad is now proprietor of his own authentic Middle Eastern restaurant located in Paterson, New Jersey. Let's check with Abdul Hassan on the story.
Because I have a good experience making very special food, Yemeni food and Jordanian food and Syrian food and Palestinian food. Everybody convinced me to open a restaurant. So finally I opened this restaurant.
Kan Zaman, or Once Upon a Time, is an old traditional Middle Eastern restaurant that offers a wide selection of Arabic food.
In 1984, I opened a restaurant, Middle Eastern restaurant in Paris. I make the hummus, I make the falafel, I make the qataif, I make everything for the community here.
The restaurant's wide selection of food made it extremely popular in New Jersey, especially among the Arabic community.
I have 4 items in the menu: the mansaf, the mandi, the uzi, and the msakhan. It's not the only food we serve, it's only in the menu, no. Any kind of food. Your wife, she doesn't know how to cook it. Your mother, she doesn't know how to cook it. You didn't have it for a long time. We make it for you.
Fresh ingredients and friendly service is the secret recipe behind this successful restaurant.
Mostly I depend on catering. Everybody reserve the place here for wedding, for somebody passed away, engagement, any kind of party. Some people, they have a party in their house, but their house is too small to have a party in their house. So what they do, they come here and they reserve the place, and we open it, make any kind of food they need.
Kan Zaman, it's not about the food only. It's also about the unique experience which customers can see and taste at the restaurant. Located in Paterson, New Jersey, the family-owned restaurant is open 7 days of the week with the same freshly cooked food by the owner himself.
Zaid Khalid Abdul Razzaq Arabiyat. I open from 1 o'clock until 8 o'clock. Thank you and have a great day.
For Sacred Heart University, Abdullah Hassan, Paterson, New Jersey.
Since 1993, Big Brother, Big Sister has been a great mentoring program that paired elementary school kids with adults. Now responsible high school and college students are able to mentor young kids. Alicia Brown has more on the story.
Big Brother, Big Sister of Southwestern Connecticut has been a mentoring program since 1993. Their mission is to provide children facing adversity with strong and enduring, professionally supported, one-to-one relationships that will change their lives for the better. The Big Brother, Big Sister after-school mentoring program has worked collaboratively with Bridgeport Public Schools and New Haven Public Schools to provide after-school mentoring programs for over 10 years.
We have after-school programs in New Haven and Bridgeport where we match mature, responsible high school students with kids in need. They go 1 day a week to help them with homework and do activities and just spend one-on-one time with them.
Throughout the 2017-2018 school year, they have served over 150 students at their after-school program. The Big Brother, Big Sister program is designed to provide an hour of academic support and an hour of artistic or team-building activities that help to meet their program standards.
We do a lot of different activities, everything from arts and crafts to different team building activities. They really like active games, so anything like that. It kind of depends. They kind of decide what they want to do together. It could be playing board games. They help with homework, so it's a variety of different things.
Littles feel that somebody's actually care about them, and they don't feel like they're alone. And for the bigs, it has an impact on them where it teaches us a little responsibility as well. So to know, like, we have our littles where we should like look out for our littles, take care of our littles while we're here and stuff. So it teaches us bigs responsibility as well. And for the littles, it lets them know that somebody do care about them.
We also have a university program at Sacred Heart University where students can be matched with a child and take them out in the community 2 times a month. They can do it on campus or they can go off campus, and they would be matched with somebody from the Fairfield-Bridgeport area.
Big Brother Big Sister provides a range of artistic team building and physical activities. They provide the opportunity to expand the kids' world through artistic expression. They believe skills learned through arts and movement activities transfer to other areas of their lives.
That must have been such an awesome experience. Would you ever want to be a big sister?
I definitely would. I think kids really need a mentor at that age. Stick around after the break for inspiring stories from the MISC Foundation, tips from a professional makeup artist, and a ride into the World Action Sports Festival. Welcome back to the show. 11 international Saudi speakers gathered in New York to participate in MISC Talk, an event focused on interactive discussions of ideas and experiences between Saudi and American youth. Here is Riham Fadin with the exclusive.
MISC Talk was one of the events which designed to cultivate the unique drive of Saudi and American youth, enable the sharing of ideas, experiences, and highlight the educational and professional excellence of Saudi youth in several fields.
اليوم على أكبر القاعات الموجودة في نيويورك وفي واشنطن وفي لوس أنجلوس الطلاب السعوديين وزملائهم اللي من دول ثانية قاعدين يعبرون عن تجربتهم في أمريكا بس على صعيد دولي. تعزيز الصورة الإيجابية اللي يحملها الشباب والفتيات السعوديين إنه صورة المملكة العربية إيجابية دائما وأبدا. السعودية دائما تعطي فرص، دائما منفتحة على الآخر، دائما ترحب بالجميع وتقبل الشراكات مثل ما احنا اليوم في عصر الأمير محمد بن سلمان اللي جاء إلى أمريكا عشان يكون العديد من الشراكات مع جهات كبرى، جهات تجارية، جهات سياسية، جهات ترفيهية لصالح المستقبل السعودي وصالحنا احنا كجيل.
هم الطاقة الحقيقية والقوة الحقيقية لتحقيق هذه الرؤية، وهي أهم ميزة بالنسبة لدى السعودية هي الطاقة الشبابية اللي فيها، والميزة الجيدة أنهم شباب واعي قوي لديه طموح رائع مثقف متعلم بشكل جيد مبدع لديه قيم عالية. باقي فقط نضع الرؤية ونعمل عليها.
Mohammed Al-Rakan is a Saudi doctor who was part of a team that performed a successful double arm transplant on an American soldier.
أنا دائما أقول للشباب اكسروا حاجز الخوف واختلطوا بالمجتمع العلمي بكل اعتزاز وثقة.
My journey was long, difficult, and I still have more to go. But
Was it impossible? Absolutely not. With hard work and determination, everything is possible. If you have a dream, go for it. You never know. Sometimes your own dream can change the lives of others.
What I was hoping to accomplish in doing the talk, I think, is to basically send the message that when women are engaged and when women are empowered, this is a good thing for all of society and not just for women. And so the economy does well, socially we do well, culturally we do well.
His Royal Highness, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, is our inspiration. Only a few days ago, he spoke with CNN and he said the following. He said, "Women are absolutely equal to men."
My name is Albert Kwan. I'm a medical doctor and co-founder and CEO of Augmentex. When I was first asked to talk at NIST, I was very delighted because I think it was an opportunity for me to get in front of a more global audience and talk about the issues that I care and connect with a different part of the country. And I think what NIST is achieving through these talks is connecting the youth professionals in connecting with each other and exchanging ideas and discussing issues that matter to us and our future. Always remember, it's not always your training that leads you to what you do, but your passion.
Reham Fadin, New York.
Do you have a graduation, wedding, or birthday party coming up? Eva, a professional makeup artist of 13 years, will have you more than ready for your next event. Amani Alimani has the story.
Eviani Roy, Evie for short. My job as a makeup artist, I started 13 years ago. Makeup brings me alive. It allows me to just show who I am through my art. Before I was very shy, wouldn't talk to people, wouldn't be on camera. So this has allowed me to actually blossom as a person. My clients are from the ages of 18 all the way to 70. So it all depends on the client. You know, my 70-year-olds or 50-year-olds, they want something more classic and natural. My younger crowd, they particularly like the things that you see on Instagram, which is bold, colorful makeup with glitter and all those kind of things. So my clientele ranges from those type of classifications of makeup. I have some clients that end up in tears and almost crying when they see the finished product, and that alone kind of just makes me like, it's a feeling that you can't get anywhere else. It's a feeling that, a fulfillment that you can't get anywhere else. And it's kind of like why I do what I do. And if I can do this for free just to see those responses, I would. I definitely would. I do have my own cosmetic line. It's called Simply Evie Cosmetics. So I do use a lot of my own products. However, my kid is well versed in MAC, NARS. But other than that, I typically use my own product. I have like the foundations, the powders, so I try to stay there because I know that product, I know the ingredients of that product, and most of them are all natural. So I like to kind of stick with the all natural thing. So I do offer classes and courses. I offer two large master personal classes a year. So for me, the hardest part is running the business and keeping the business alive, and also, you know, directing other makeup artists to do what I do and always be professional. So that is the hardest part. My advice would be to worry about the passion of it, and the money will come to you. You'll be successful that way.
3 days of excitement were created by the World Action Sports Festival held in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Jeddah was the first destination for the festival in 2018 and will continue throughout the year in Japan, France, Canada, and China. Our reporter Reham Fadin got a closer look at what the festival has to offer.
The General Sport Authority organized the World Action Sport Festival for the first time in Saudi Arabia with the participation of international athletes from all over the world. The goal of this event was seeking to create an exciting sport that stimulates society to practice sport in all its forms and types, and create an attractive tourism in Saudi Arabia. Sports that include in the festival are touring bicycles, skateboarding, water skiing, and roller skating.
أنا ما كنت مصدق إنه راح يكون البطولة هذه موجودة، وما كنت مصدق إنه في أبطال العالم اللي إحنا كنا نشوفهم في البطولات الخارجية إنه راح يكونوا عندنا في السعودية. استفدت من اللعيبة اللي كانوا موجودين هناك. في أول مرة وأول تجربة ترى مرة شيء ممتاز. ردة فعل الناس والجمهور اللي جاء ترى مرة جبار، يعني ما كنت متخيل إن في ناس راح تحب السكيت.
Reham Fadin, Saudi Arabia.
I'm Alicia Brown.
And I'm Jessica Diaz. We'll see you next time on The Pulse Plus.